your name for the record?
I'm Major General Dhruv Katoch.
Okay, so tell us about what you talked about to the audience.
You see, I'm the director of the Center for Land Warfare Studies, which is the Indian Army's think tank. And what I wished to do today was to flag certain security issues, which I think would be very important looking into the homeland security aspects of this country. The three issues which I wanted to flag was the imminent threat which we are likely to face post the 2014 withdrawal of the US forces from Afghanistan, the impact that will have on Pakistan, and subsequently the security impact that will come on to India. Basically, I wanted to highlight that if it leads to a large exodus of refugees from Pakistan into India, and by large I mean in terms of millions of people, then those challenges, how those challenges are to be addressed, will need to be considered now, and I think IT can play a very important role in addressing those challenges. The second one, the second issue which I wanted to flag was the potential source of conflict which could take place with China in the future. And what I wanted to highlight here was that earlier conflicts would take place with kinetic weapons. That may no longer be the case, and the start of conflict may actually be in the cyber domain. So the bigger threat is not to what is going to happen in Arunachal Pradesh, which the army will handle. I think we need to be very concerned what happens in the Mumbai Stock Exchange, in the Bangalore IT hub, in the governance structures in Delhi, in your water supply systems, in control of your airways, control of your railway systems. The entire gamut of it, which is controlled by IT, would need very, very high levels of security to counter that threat. And the third issue which I wanted to flag was the internal security threat, which is actually prevalent in India now, caused by the CPI Maoists. And while as of now it is confined to the less inhabited areas and in the interiors, which are mostly jungle with small population bases, I think they are increasingly trying to move into the urban areas. And that is something which we need to monitor very, very closely now. And IT again can play a very important role in that monitoring.
So, could you elaborate on the role that IT and technological advancements can play in curbing these security threats, whether it's on ground or in the cyber domain?
You know, the most important thing is in communication technologies itself, right? If you have the ability to monitor what is happening, then you get advance warning of threats and then you can take actions. The second thing is in the cyber domain, you know, you've got to keep your systems protected. So we need to understand what are the type of, how those systems can be targeted by anybody, right? And take preventive measures. More than that, we need to have the ability to target the opponent. Because if they can target you and you can target them, then you have achieved some sort of a deterrent stability. The third way, where you know, when we are looking at the borders, we've got very large land borders, we've got very huge, ocean territories too. Now, even those areas have to be monitored. How are they going to be monitored? Right? We need electronic means. You know, you're looking at underground sensors, you're looking at infrared systems, the entire gamut. It's a philosophy, right? And these threats are very, very. These threats are very potent. They are very real. They can occur right now. And I think we need to be prepared. We are already late, let us put it this way.
So, how do you feel an event like the ECOP SecureIT event? What role does it play in the networking aspect of it and also bringing about more awareness?
I think it is very important to have these functions. You know, one is, of course, when you host a function like this in a place like the Oberoi's, the group perforce will be small. You know, we're talking about 80, 100, 200 people here. That's all right. But subsequently, these ideas spread to much larger audiences. And I think it is important to get three types of players together. You know, one are the people who are in the IT domain. You know, the people who are in the industry, who know, who are looking at the technological aspect of it. The second are the people who are looking into law enforcement. And the third are the strategists, you know, the people from the think tanks who can actually give you an idea as to what will happen in the future. And when you bring these three people together, I think it is to the mutual benefit of all three. Like for the people who are in the thinking domain, you know, they get inputs about technology which perhaps they may not otherwise be, perhaps otherwise they may not get otherwise, you see. You also come to know what the government is thinking. So it is important to put people from the government, people from the industry, people from the think tanks, people from the academia, from the IITs, you know, I think even from the institutes of management, I think we are looking into a knowledge world. And the more we can integrate in the knowledge world, I think the better off we will be.
Great, so thank you.
Thank you.